would you say, and I asked you this 4 years ago when we talked, but what would you say is the best single piece of advice you've got? And I know you had some really, really good mentors that came out of the old world of spirits distribution, and you told me about a couple of them. Has that expanded over these last 4 years, and what is the best single piece of advice do you think you've received?
Well, one of the things that's changed since I talked to you last is I hired the guy that was my first buyer of the Buzz Ballz. He's our VP of sales, and he knows everybody in the industry, so his network is vast, and it's much wider than what I had. I could cast a net, but it would be just a handful of people that I knew that I had built a relationship with. But he knows everybody because he's been in this industry for a long, long time. I also hired a lady that had been at Constellation Brands in the same industry, working in shopper marketing. So just adding the quality of talent and their network was huge. I guess in terms of like what advice I would give is network, and don't expect anybody to be in the driver's seat other than you. You can set the strategies, set the goals, but you have to drive it. And if you expect somebody else to drive it for you, you're wrong. You're not going to, in a smaller company like mine, you need to drive, and you need to make sure that it, that goals are obtained. I think I hear a fire alarm or something going off in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Can you hear it?
No, I can't.
Okay, good. Perfect.
There you go. Well, it's, honestly, don't put it out with whiskey. Don't put it out with the good stuff. I want to ask you something, and again, I alluded to it earlier. I have a daughter who's about to go to college, and there's a lot of discussion around, they say women need to be provided opportunities. But I heard a real world example from Rice University, and I want to share that, and I want to get your perspective on it. Because you've done so much as a woman in a male-dominated world, and not because you're a woman, because you're a great founder, you're a great CEO, and you've achieved something, and you made it happen. Nobody gave you a free pass because you were a woman.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that saying that women need to be provided opportunities is the wrong way to say it. I think that women need to take opportunities, and they need to build and become the very best at their craft. You need to learn every single thing and be the expert. You need to know it better than anybody else. And if you're the expert in anything, it doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man, you're going to be respected because of what you know and because you are leading the trail, So I think that handouts are not the right way to go for any kind of discussion. I mean, there's no quota on women or races. The quota should be on how much you can learn, how much you can do, what you provide of value to your company and to your people.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'll share an example, which is that is exactly what you're shining a light on. Rice University, a small college down in Houston, Texas. Those of us who are, ex-Texans or current Texans know this. They have the #1 sports management and sports analytics program in the U.S. And of course, you can imagine how that's grown with Moneyball and all the things that we've seen happening in sports, where analytics is so key to building teams nowadays. But apparently, it was awareness. And they were thinking, how do we give girls opportunities? Do we look at the applications differently? Do we try to encourage? And no, you know what happened? It was program awareness because of some visible role models. And it was the general manager of the Miami Marlins baseball is a woman, Kim Ning, and the president of business operations for the Marlins is a woman. And the visibility, and some articles got shined on that, where simultaneously there was awareness of the #1 rating for Rice's University Sports Management, Sports Analytics program. And they said those two things coming together, apparently in one article or two articles that were close together, resulted in a 10x interest in people reaching out to the dean saying, hey, I'm considering applying to Rice. Can you tell me more about this program? So it was a 10x increase in women. So it's exactly what you're saying, taking the opportunity when you know it's there, not people out there trying to peddle, a favoritism or a free ticket.
Yeah, it has to be earned. And the other thing I would advise parents nowadays to do is to have these mentors, these women mentors in your daughters and sons' lives. Disney teaches us that, the man is going to work and get any girl he wants and drive a fast car and make all this money and retire by the time he's 30. And then the girls have this thing that they need to have a fairy godmother. They need to have somebody, some magical something or other that turns them into a fairy or a princess or a something so that they can be rescued by a man who's going to take care of them all the rest of their lives. I mean, this is Disney rules, except for now Moana, she's tough. But, I really think that we need to get this book called Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls and read that to our kids, boys and girls. It's like one-pager mentors of women that are in our past. Because if you ask a little boy like who his mentor is, it's going to be like some sports hero or the president of the United States or something like that. You ask a guy who his most, who the best female mentor was in his life, he's going to say his mom. His mom, or his grandma, but why don't we expand that network for women, for little girls, for guys, so that they know that there's some badass women out there that do stuff, that take care of business, and they're in the shadows. They are in the shadows because that's the way it's always been. But we don't have to keep them in the shadows. They can be tough, they can be smart, they can drive, they can do this stuff, and they can do it really well. And I think that just bringing those mentors to the table, making people aware and communicating that can help change the future and sculpt these kids for the future.
Well, I love what you said, because I'm a big believer in awareness and an opportunity on the table, not quotas and favoritism, which is an artificial correction. There's one side of the aisle that, may want artificial corrections so we can declare victory, but I don't know that builds long-term positive change in a lot of lives.
No, it's disingenuous. You need to make real change, and it needs to start at the grassroots level.
Awesome. So, parting shot, and I ask everybody this, what do you see happening in 2023, 2024? Not politically, I'm not going to go there, but the economic forecast. What are you seeing? People are worried about recessions, worried about that. You as a business leader, you're out there, and your salespeople are talking to buyers all across the U.S. at all kinds of chains, and you probably have a pretty good finger on the pulse. What do you see for the rest of 23 and 24, and what are you challenging your team and your business to do about it?
We will grow again by another 50%. We will be up to 30 countries by the end of this year in terms of international expansion. We plan on opening this new production space so that we can double our output to keep up with demand. You have to think 2-3 years down the road in terms of expansion of equipment and warehouse space and getting it all ready. So it takes time to get all that ready. The other thing is, we're staying debt free. I just want to always keep an eye on the checkbook for the company and making sure that we are healthy all the time, just in case something crazy comes out. So overall, the horizon looks really good for us, and growth is in the forecast, and we just, hope to keep on keeping on, keep on swimming.
Well, on behalf of everybody here at Valuetainment, I just want to thank you for being here, because these are pearls of wisdoms. There are men and women at all levels of the entrepreneurial scale that watch, that ask us questions, because they just want to build their business a little bit better, and you've given them a lot for there. And then maybe when they go home in the evening and they want to just chill out for a little bit, maybe they grab a Buzz Ball, not too many, and just to kind of enjoy the evening and everything. So I thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you again, and it's great to see your success. And I'm going to come see you when I'm in Dallas. Do you still have the brick wall and the little place where you would sit there and do your product videos?
Bar. Yeah, we've still got the bar, and still we've expanded. So you're going to love the new bar. It's bigger and better. It's awesome.
When we're in Dallas, we will come see you. So,
all right.
Thank you so much.
Tom. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.